Provisional sums and prime cost items. This is an area that can be fraught with danger for the uninitiated and can end up costing you bucket loads. So what are PC and PS items? Let's start with provisional sums. A provisional sum is essentially an allowance made for the items that may be unquantifiable or difficult to estimate.
For example, a builder may use a provisional sum in renovations and extensions because they don't know what the existing wiring condition is like. So they're able to quote for the new component of the build, but they may need to upgrade parts of the old in order to bring it up to code.
Let's say we make an allowance of $8,000 for the electrical scope of works, and due to the issues, the price finishes at $9,000. The contract conditions state that you will now owe the builder an additional $1,000 plus the builder's margin. The great thing about this is that the same is true in reverse. If we start with a provisional sum of say $8,000 for electrical and the final bill comes down to $7,000, then the builder must wipe $1,000 off the next progress payment.
Provisional sums are for items incorporating labour and materials, so plumbing, electrical, earth moving, things like that. Your PC items work in much the same way. However, they are used when making allowances for fixtures and fittings, such as your tapware or white goods. Now, the big issue you have with provisional sums and prime cost items are that you can leave yourself open to what is known in the industry as lowballing. This is where a builder puts forward a very low estimate as their PS or PC to make their quote look competitive, knowing that they can make up the difference when the true costs come into play.
So let's say the builder has lowballed their estimates on plumbing and electrical. Let's say they've allowed $8,000 for each component and the final bill comes in at $12,000 for each component. You will now have to find an extra $8,000, $4,000 for electrical, $4,000 for the plumbing. You will also have to find that extra $1,600 for the builder's margin at 20%, and then you get slug GST. So that cheap quote looked really good at the beginning, didn't it? The reality is that you may not be able to avoid prime costs or provisional sums altogether. However, there are some things that you can do to insulate yourself from lowballing and price changes.
All right, so you want to know what the secret to protecting yourself against lowballing is? Of course you do. Number one, if you're still old school and seeking 3 quotes as opposed to researching the best builder for your project, make sure you read the fine print very carefully and use the same provisional sum and PC costs for all 3 quotes. Make sure you use the highest figure too, as this will ensure that you're not being exposed to lowballing and can accurately compare apples for apples. Number 2, if the figure has been rounded off, for example, a provisional sum of $6,000 for electrical, it's a good chance that this is a guesstimate, not based on an actual quote. If the figure is an odd figure, such as $6,453.20, then it's very likely that the scope of works has been quoted by a professional and is fairly accurate for your project. Remember, pay attention to the provisional sums and prime cost items. They have the power to derail your project. Thanks again for watching, guys. See you on the next one.